Growing up Catholic, I couldn't have believed a place like this existed. I mean, everyone is welcome? It's pretty amazing.
I'll be honest, I went through a rough patch. I never would have thought it, but this church was there for me. I could pretty much say it saved my life.
It's like we're reclaiming God out of the clutches of fundamentalism. I'd almost forgot that there were other ways to be Christian.
I grew up in a Baptist church, and we didn't believe that God loved gays and lesbians.
The roots run deep and flow to the river. The river widens and clings to the land. The land is under my feet as I walk to you. I reach for your outstretched hand.
The vision of Metropolitan Community Church of Toronto is to be a bridge through vibrant spirituality that transforms lives and transforms the world.
This concept of reconnecting people to God, that many gay, lesbian people, transgender people, and bored heterosexual people have given up on the Christian church. Either they've been kicked out or they've been bored out. And part of our job is to reconnect people again.
We are connected by time, by space, and by feeling, by the questions, by what we can comprehend. And although we may not see it, we still feel it. The connection between you and I. You and I.
Throughout its 40 years, MCC Toronto has been a bridge of transformation.
I came out of the closet when I was 16 years old. I was still in high school. And at that point in time, I was feeling lonely and very depressed. I had struggled with sexuality. And I was looking for a space in a spiritual home.
Brand told us, all of us, welcome home.
Yeah.
At that time, I was crying.
A lot of people talk about how when they first come here, it's waterworks. They just start crying. And there's something about the inclusivity of the place, this unconditional love, and this welcoming, wall of love that you get when you walk into this place.
If we believe that we are called to love our neighbor as ourselves, then no one should be left behind.
Lots and lots of folks out there are looking to MCC. When the Christian church is declining in North America as a percentage of the population quite dramatically, the last 10 years saw the largest exodus from the Christian church in recorded history. And while all that's happening, MCC Toronto is growing.
The church fought hard to help bring gays and lesbians under the Ontario Human Rights Code. We were interveners in the Supreme Court case which brought gays and lesbians equal rights under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
So no matter who you are or what your background is or what resistance you might have, whether you believe in the Christian God or however you identify God, or if you don't necessarily believe in a greater being, I think it's a place where you can, ask those questions, and I think you might be surprised by the answers. I think you might find yourself fitting in even if you never thought you were a church-going type, and you might be getting something out of it greater than you'd ever imagine.
I could really say that this is where I feel that the congregation and the minister will help build your character with some of the principles and the values that I believe in, being inclusive of everybody. It's multi-denominational, and inclusion was an important part for me.
We have provided support for many community groups. The church is the home of Toronto's Triangle School program, providing a safe space for bullied teens to learn and grow.
They're in real distress, and we provide them with the space. They have their school here. And so that's a way of, I think this church has really been about creating safe space.
So in fact, me stepping in first into MCC was a blind date opportunity, believe it or not. So I showed up on a Sunday morning, and when I showed up, it was to meet my future wife.
In 2000, the church began working toward legalizing same-sex marriage in Canada. A year later, Reverend Brent Hawkes married the first gay couples in the country's history.
January the 14th, 2001. Walking down that hallway on the Sunday afternoon to come in here to do those first weddings, and walking through a corridor of police officers, looking fat in that bulletproof vest.
Today we have an active refugee program which sponsors many new arrivals whose lives were in danger and are now safe and free in Canada.
And we celebrate that our refugee immigration program is now caring for 100 people who gather monthly from 40 different countries.
We reach diverse communities through Canada's largest Christmas Eve service and the legendary Pride Day celebration. We host workshops and support groups to help people in their coming out, grief, depression, estate planning, legal issues, and leadership. Through our webcasting ministry, we reach hundreds of new visitors every week in over 99 countries worldwide, often people who struggle to find community and even a sense of hope.
We want to take everything that happens in the building and mirror it internationally, so that we have membership in the building, we have worship, we have classes, we have pastoral care, we have volunteering, we have donations, we have social justice. That all of those things that happen in the church locally can also happen internationally.
We have been honoured with countless community awards. Reverend Brent Hawkes has received the country's highest recognition, the Order of Canada. He also had the great honour of officiating the state funeral of NDP leader Jack Layton. We welcome you to a spirituality that's vibrant, inclusive, and progressive. We generously share our time, talents, and resources. We aim to be beacons of faith, freedom, and justice, advocating social justice and human rights for a better world.
Most religion is practicing what I call best guess theology, except that we're honest enough to say so. Right? And if all of the different faiths sat down in a room and said, look, we're all practicing best guess theology together, I think there would be more respect, more openness, and a lot more trust on people's parts to give those faiths a chance.
When I heard people here singing Jesus Loves Me, a song which had been, which I had thrown away with a lot of what I had learned as a child, I saw it in a new way, because I saw people who really believed for the first time in their lives that Jesus loved them and that they were accepted.
We will always have a special focus for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people, but we will not have an exclusive focus. Our people means not only LGBT people, but also our families and our friends, and so many people who want to experience spirituality again, who want to experience a vibrant, inclusive, progressive, spiritual place. And more and more and more of those folks are coming here. So when I say our people, I mean you, and folks like you.
This place has given me words for something I've always known inside of me, something I've always believed, and it's like it almost gives me permission to believe what I know to be true.
We offer 1 evening and 2 morning services every Sunday, each a different style.
In this world where there are children that go to bed hungry, where a gay and lesbian trans couple are condemned to death, in this world where people are broken, when the ecology is so fragile, we need MCC to remind us of the power of God's love, to remind us of the power that we have when we come together and advocate for change.
Transforming lives, transforming the world. Please join us as we build bridges together on a journey of faith. Welcome home.
MCC Toronto!